prince born into unimaginable wealth and power, but also into a world of cruelty, madness, and savage behavior. Prince Don Carlos of Spain was not your typical royal heir. His childhood filled with strange violence, jealousy, and shocking cruelty. Let's dive into the dark history of a prince whose behavior was as twisted as his royal bloodline. Born in 1545, Don Carlos was the son of King Philip II of Spain and his wife, Maria Manuela of Portugal. Now, while he might have seemed destined for greatness, there were serious problems from the start. Don Carlos came from a family known for its close intermarriages. Royal inbreeding was rampant to keep the bloodline pure. But what seemed like a royal advantage may have actually set the stage for a series of deeply disturbing behaviors. From a young age, Don Carlos showed signs of being different from the other royal children. He had a fiery temper and a sense of entitlement that would make anyone in his path tremble. As a kid, he was known to have a vicious streak. In fact, there are stories of Don Carlos trapping and mutilating small animals, a behavior that often signals deeper psychological issues. The young prince didn't just hurt animals, though. He was reported to have a violent temper towards servants and even his own family. Basically, dude was a psycho. His tutors were reportedly terrified of him. Don Carlos is said to have lashed out with a terrifying fury, leaving the staff at court in constant fear of his next outburst. It didn't help by the age of 13, he was a raging alcoholic. As he got older, Don Carlos's sense of rage grew, especially when it came to his place in the royal family. When his father remarried and had new heirs, Don Carlos grew instantly jealous. Historians have claimed that he started to see his father, King Philip, as a rival for the throne, and the new queen, Elizabeth of Valois, as a rival for his love. He started to believe that King Philip was plotting against him, but it didn't just stop there. Don Carlos is rumored to have attempted several violent acts against those he saw as threats. Some stories even suggest that Don Carlos plotted to murder his own father. In his late teens, his erratic behavior became so dangerous that his father, King Philip, had no choice but to imprison him in a remote palace, isolated from the rest of the court. The young prince was locked away for good, and his mind quickly deteriorated. His paranoia was so severe that he reportedly refused to trust anyone, fearing assassination from every direction. At just 23 years old, Don Carlos's life came to a tragic and mysterious end. Some historians believe that his violent outbursts led to physical abuse, while others argue his death was the result of his own tortured mind finally giving out. Either way, the prince's cruel childhood, his savage acts, and the paranoid madness that consumed him left a legacy of one of the most tragic figures in royal history. So, next time you hear about the royal family drama, remember Don Carlos, the prince who wasn't just a victim of his royal bloodline, but a savage force of nature whose mind was twisted by jealousy, inbreeding, and a life of cruelty. His story is a dark reminder that sometimes the crown can weigh heavier than anyone ever imagined.